NASTAR Center is the National Aerospace Training and Research Center. We're located just outside Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. NASTAR Center is a part of Environmental Tectonics Corporation, our parent company, which has built most of the world's high-performance simulators throughout the world, 90 countries. And we're actually the 13th center that's not a military training center, we're commercial. And what that means is we're available for public use. So NASTAR Center provides training services, research, and educational services for the public. For our training services, we actually teach both military crews, civilian air crews, and then space flight. We provide a variety of services anywhere from basic experiences into what space flight might be like, introduction to space flight for the general public, all the way through to astronaut training and training to supplement orbital flight. What makes NASTAR Center really unique is that using the technology built by ETC, we're able to replicate what that spaceflight environment's actually like. So it uses high-performance centrifuge technology to replicate both the physiology, what you feel during flight, along with the visuals and the entire experience. And so it's the closest thing on the ground to the actual spaceflight. Our programs are very extensive. They range from both public programs, and we have kids programs, summer camp programs, teacher programs. We also have introduction to space flight. That's kind of a mini course into what space flight's like and what you might be able to do, the opportunities. We have programs for the passengers on board upcoming suborbital vehicles. We also have programs for the pilots and the crew. In addition, we have programs for the emergency responders on the ground and incident commanders, and then programs also for the flight docs and physicians that might be part of the program in the end. So we have an entire spectrum, basically from A to Z, of training services to support this upcoming commercial spaceflight industry. You know, NASTAR Center is a useful tool pretty much for any stage of flight preparation that you're in. If you're just beginning, if you want to learn more about it, or if you're actually booked a flight and about ready to go, even post-flight, we're able to fulfill the needs for you. What I mean by that is NASTAR Center is a tangible tool. We're able to get training now as we're waiting for these vehicles to be built and flights to start happening. NASTAR Center is a tool that you can do now. It's an experience, it's an education, and we actually do certification programs. We're also the first safety approved center by the FAA. We're the first center that's able to provide space flight training that's certified by the FAA, and we've gotten a safety approval rating to do so. The FAA has set up a program basically so that when a launch operator is requesting their launch license to carry passengers, they have a list, a checklist of items that they must fulfill and give to the FAA and say, yes, we've qualified and we've done all these items on the list. One of those components is training. And by going through a safety approved provider like NASTAR Center, those launch providers are able to say, we use NASTAR Center, it checks the box for them, and it speeds up the process. So they're not able to develop the program themselves. They don't have to spend the time and the money and the resources to do that if they just elect to use NASTAR.
What is involved in that program?
So the NASTAR Center training program, the safety approved or the FAA approved program that NASTAR Center has involves academics, that's physiology based, understanding the environment, the vehicles, and your human performance. And then we do hands-on simulation. So using the flight training devices that we have at NASTAR Center, you get firsthand what that feels like and able to replicate the spaceflight environment. So through that course, you know, by the end of it, you're familiar with the environment. We feel that you're safe. If there's any indications of a medical complication or something like that, we will identify that and prepare you for that. So the FAA feels that our program is able to meet those requirements that they've outlined in Part 460.5, and they feel that if they've passed the NASTAR course, that they're approved for training.